Stories. They're at the very core of human existence. For as long as we've inhabited Earth, we've told stories both fiction and real. Anthropologists debate whether or not our ability to communicate complex thought and story was a result of, or the cause, of the very rise of society. Humans cannot exist without story, and Reflections of Earth is one of the greatest stories ever told. Before the show even begins, we're told as much. For the half hour prior to each performance, great torches are lit, and music from the world over is heard in a celebration of our unity. A voice emerges.
We welcome all of you to Epcot and World Showcase. We're gathered here tonight around the fire, as people of all lands have gathered for thousands and thousands of years before us, to share the light and to share a story. An amazing story, as old as time itself, but still being written. And though each of us has our own individual stories to tell, a true adventure emerges when we bring them all together as one. We hope you enjoy our story tonight, Reflections of Earth.
The show begins with darkness and silence. For but a moment, there is absolutely nothing. And then, drums. A great drum off in the distance with a single hit. Again, and again. Increasing in speed, gaining momentum, running closer and closer until the very hit seemed to mold together into a great cacophony of energy and excitement ever building, materializing. A bolt of fire and energy rips across the sky. A moment of darkness and quiet. A tremendous explosion. The music comes back in full force with a driving melody, punctuated by further explosions of fire. The universe and Earth are born. Eventually, the chaos dies. Water begins to emerge, and the Earth cools down. Not long after the arrival of water, we see the first spark of life, and the rapid development and complexity to the world we recognize as our own. At the height of all this development, humans emerge. Heralded by the light of invention, we quickly learn to farm and build cities. The wheels turn, and eventually we've grown to the point of touching the heavens with space travel. In just a few short minutes, we've watched the entirety of existence from the Big Bang to the modern day. But where do we go now? Our story has caught up to reality, and there's no more history to tell. Even without history, the story can go on, and go on it does. The spirit of hope and unity takes hold. The nations of the world unite together and rejoice in unity and harmony. The world alight, humanity goes ever on in a great voyage of progress and hope, together as one. Once we've explored our world and been freed to explore our interconnectedness, we're ushered into a new age of light and harmony. It's one of the most bombastic shows ever produced. Dozens of pyrotechnic elements, waterworks, lasers, lights, symphonies, and choirs. IllumiNations is a big show. It is not the bombast, the spectacle, or the grandeur that ultimately draws me to it. It's the use of those elements to drive home and communicate the story, Reflections of Earth. Humans always have, and ultimately always will, strive to come together. We have this inborn quality that draws us to each other, causes us to reach out in the dark and try to make tomorrow better than today. Our humanity is inseparable from our unity, and when we chase one, we realize the other.
With the stillness of the night, there comes a time to understand.
When we come together, we reach out and touch tomorrow. Take the future in our hands. No matter the hardships that befall us, we go on. We go on.